Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance. And today we are diving into one of the biggest battlefield changes Hero Wars Alliance has seen in a very long time. The damage over time update changed everything. Fights feel different. Arena feels different. Guild War feels different. Heroes that once dominated certain matchups are suddenly struggling, while others exploded in power overnight. And no hero benefited more from these changes than Iris. The hunter became the hunted. For a long time Octavia lines were one of the safest answers against Iris. Dodge engines, avoidance mechanics and battlefield disruption could slow her down enough to survive the initial pressure and eventually punish her back. But now, not anymore. Damage over time completely changed those interactions and suddenly Iris became an absolute monster again. Her pressure activates earlier, her marks become much more oppressive and many old counter strategies simply stopped functioning correctly. And Guardians, the community is feeling it. Everywhere players are asking the same question. How do we stop Iris now? Because suddenly old war bots feel outdated. Old counters feel unreliable. And many players are losing fights they previously controlled comfortably. But Guardians, Olympus Alliance is here for you. Because while Iris may no longer have one single hard counter, she absolutely can still be controlled. The difference now is that countering Iris is no longer about using one hero to shut her down completely. Now it is about layering soft counters together. Control. Healing. Disruption. Protection. Tempo manipulation. And when you combine those elements correctly, Iris becomes manageable again. Before we jump into specific counters though, there are two extremely important things you must analyze before fighting any Iris line. First, her talisman. Because the talisman changes how dangerous she becomes and also changes how quickly her pressure starts ramping during the fight. If Iris is using her first talisman, she gains massive magic attack and a huge amount of magic defense. This makes her surprisingly durable against mage counters while also increasing overall damage pressure. But if she's using her second talisman, things become much more dangerous offensively. Magic penetration combined with armor allows her damage over time effects to activate extremely early against low magic defense targets. And that means fragile backlines can suddenly collapse before they even stabilize. So always check the talisman first. But the second consideration is even more important. Her relic? Guardians? Do not underestimate Iris relics. The difference between a normal Iris and a relic Iris is enormous. Her pressure increases massively and certain interactions become much more oppressive once relic upgrades begin activating. So before entering serious arena or guild war fights, train properly against similar relic levels and similar power ranges. That preparation matters now more than ever. So Guardians, let's move into some real battlefield examples and show how we can actually deal with these terrifying Iris compositions. Our first defensive line is absolutely nasty. Electra, Satori, Iris, Soleil, and Lian. This team creates non-stop pressure from every direction. Electra and Soleil amplify Iris beautifully, Satori becomes a secondary nuclear threat and Lian punishes physical aggression while disrupting momentum constantly. This is not an easy defense to crack. So how do we answer it? Our first counter uses Julius, Judge, Isaac, Lian, and Amira. And this line works because it layers multiple soft counters together perfectly. Julius becomes the defensive foundation. His enormous health pool combined with shield cleansing constantly removes iris marks every time allied shields are pierced. Judge and Isaac reinforce this protective structure beautifully while simultaneously disrupting enemy momentum. Then comes Amira and Guardians. Amira has become one of the most important anti-Iris heroes in the game after the damage over time update. Her genie's patronage heavily interferes with Iris inner fire interactions while her artifact reduces the effectiveness of Iris pressure dramatically. And if the enemy cannot secure quick kills, Careless Wish becomes a ticking bomb waiting to explode. Then Lian completes the structure. The moment Iris attacks her, enchantment activates. Iris gets charmed, interrupted and delayed repeatedly while relic effects begin applying additional punishment back onto the enemy team. This counter is not about overwhelming aggression. It is about suffocating Iris slowly while denying her momentum. But we also tested a second counter against this same defense. Julius, Judge, Lian, Folio, and Polaris. Again Julius and Judge provide the defensive foundation while Lian interferes with enemy aggression. But now instead of Amira we bring overwhelming battlefield control through Polaris and execution pressure through Folio. Polaris completely changes the rhythm of the fight through constant stuns and disruption. Once enemies lose momentum, Folio begins targeting Iris directly with Curse of Knowledge before finishing her with devastating input pressure. And once Iris falls, the entire defensive structure usually collapses immediately. Now let's move into another terrifying Iris composition. Satori, Iris, Hus, Somna, and Polaris. And this is where things start becoming ironic. Because now we use Iris herself to kill the enemy Iris. Yes, Guardians. The strongest offensive threat against Iris right now is often another Iris, supported correctly. Our counter uses Iris, Tempus, Lian, Aiden, and Hus. The philosophy here is simple. Protect your Iris better than the enemy protects theirs. Hus and Aiden massively stabilize the battlefield through healing and sustain. Lian disrupts enemy momentum early while Tempus completely manipulates battlefield tempo through slows, debuffs and timing control. That allows your Iris to function comparatively unhindered while the enemy Iris struggles through layers of disruption and healing pressure. And once your Iris gains control first, the fight usually snowballs heavily in your favor. Now Arena still contains many Dante, Octavia and Iris defenses despite the update. Electra, Dante, Iris, Tempus and Octavia remains very popular. But again, we answer it using Iris herself combined with proper supports. Julius, Tempus, Polaris, Soleil, and Iris. Julius absorbs initial pressure while cleansing marks. Polaris disrupts momentum constantly while adding magic critical support. Tempus freezes timing, extends debuffs and removes dodge reliability. Then Soleil and Iris become the offensive engine that wipes the enemy team completely. It still feels strange using Iris against Octavia lines. But right now, it works. Finally, Guardians. Let's look at how mystery heroes can still completely interfere with Iris compositions when you need Iris elsewhere during Guild War. We are attacking Dante, Octavia, Iris, Nebula, and Polaris. A terrifying dodge defense filled with non-stop aggression and pressure. Our answer: Rufus, Celeste, Amira, Lian, and Mew. A full mystery composition. And this lineup is beautiful because every hero directly interferes with something Iris wants to do. Amira blocks pressure through Genie's patronage. Lian controls enemy aggression through enchantments. Celeste cleanses negative effects constantly while blocking healing and stabilizing momentum with Purifying Sphere and Limbo. Then Miu enters the battlefield. And Miu is extremely important here because blindness destroys dodge reliability while simultaneously increasing magic penetration support for allied mages. Finally, Rufus anchors the team. Supported by mystery allies, he becomes extremely difficult for Iris to eliminate while constantly healing, shielding and directly targeting her through Reikashi's mockery. This lineup transforms a terrifying dodge engine into a manageable controlled battlefield. So Guardians, what should we learn from all this? Simple. Countering Iris is no longer about finding one magical solution. It is about stacking layers of soft counters correctly. Healing, control, protection, disruption, tempo manipulation. That is the new battlefield philosophy against Iris after the damage over time update. And yes, it is harder now. Much harder. But it is absolutely possible once you begin understanding how these interactions actually function together inside real battles. So Guardians, let us know which Iris defenses are causing you the biggest problems right now, because trust me, this meta is still evolving and there are many more solutions waiting to be discovered. And if you have questions about the damage over time update or how certain interactions work, drop them below, because Olympus Alliance will be here helping you navigate this new battlefield era. Stay tuned, stay sharp. And as always, salute and friendship.